Hey guys, Mike with Gettin Greasy Garage. Get a two for today. So the other day I mentioned I would show a few of the tools that I'm using doing the floor pans on Black Beauty, or Black Betty, 59 Ford Fairlane. So this is what I use. You can do whatever you want. If you're on a budget, you can go even simpler than this and use, get it out here, a 4.5 inch grinder. This just happens to be a Milwaukee, and it's got a cutoff disc on it, but you can put grinding wheels on these, flap discs, everything else. You can do just about everything you need with one of these. Harbor Freight has the cheapest ones, I think, are 20 bucks. All the way up to, I don't know what this costs, because I got it for free. So, but you can also go a little fancier. So this is a Harbor Freight flanging tool. You can see the die here, how it'll put a step in your sheet metal, or it's a hole punch. We're punching holes for doing spot welds. I actually borrowed this. I'd never used one, and it's pretty handy. So I think we're going to add one of our own to the toolbox. They're like 60 bucks, 70 bucks at Harbor Freight. And this thing worked just fine for 22 and 18 gauge sheet metal. So the other thing, and this was a freebie in a box of junk, the Chicago Pneumatic. It's just their 5.5 inch air sander grinder. I've got the plastic backer on it now with one of these real aggressive sanding discs on it. This one's a 36 grit. This thing is adjustable speed. I think this thing turns to 22,000 RPM, so you can put cutoff discs on it. You know, your typical cutoff discs. You can put those on there. Here's one of their flap wheels. This is one of the new ones. They're Hercules. They're supposed to last a lot longer. We'll see, but these work good for grinding down spot welds. So you can grind sand, you can cut with these 5-inch grinders. I did find out the hard way that you do not want to spin these at 22,000 RPM. They explode. Fortunately, nobody was injured. So, the other thing is a die grinder. This is just your standard straight angle 1/4 inch, or not angle, but straight 1/4 inch die grinder. I happen to have a cutoff disc in it now with a cutoff mandrel, and I put a swivel on it, as you can see here, airline swivel. These are kind of nice. $5, $6 at Harbor Freight. I just actually picked up this die grinder, Harbor Freight, when I went out and got gas for the welder, $24.99. Pretty happy with it. Works good. Biggest thing I was trying to do here was I didn't have a straight one, because there's some places where the 90-degree ones don't work so well. And a lot of times my shop is cold. We get pretty cool here in the winter, and sometimes even freezing. And when you're running an all metal handled air tool in a cold shop, they get frost on them and frostbite on your fingers. It hurts. So, you know, think like sticking your tongue to a frozen flagpole. You know, you peel your hands off these things. So I'm hoping with the composite body, it'll be a lot more comfortable during the winter. And again, I didn't have a straight one. This one, I put a video up here a little while ago. I don't know, a month ago or so. This is an eBay one, 30 bucks. I had one of these, and I plain wore it out, but I run my air tools at 185 PSI. Yes, it's hard on them and it wears them out sooner, but boy, do they sure work good. The other thing I bought was this McGraw Again, composite body. This one's a stubby, so it's a little bit shorter, still a 90. And I can put the cutoff mandrel in this, sanding discs. This is actually for cleaning gaskets. I was using that on another project. Put a swivel on it. I'm going to be going back and getting some of these, but these are pretty much all you really need. If you don't have a compressor, like I said, you can use a 4.5-inch grinder and do all the work that these will do. And then, you know, for punching holes, well, that's what drill bits are for. You can use just a typical cordless drill, or even buy a drill with a cord on it. I've got one of those here that I still use. So, you know, you don't have to have fancy tools to do this stuff. The nicer tools make it easier, yes. But, you know, this Craftsman corded drill, which is 3/8, you know, I actually prefer this over my cordless. Or, you know, because, well, the batteries don't go dead on you halfway through a job. So, my Sawzall has a cord on it. I'm still kind of old school in that way. I was fortunate enough to be able to buy a new air compressor this year, so I've been able to use more air tools. But yeah, this is the bulk of what I'm using to do the sheet metal work on the Fairlane. And if you watch any of Fitzy's Fabrications metalworking videos, he's real big into these and the straight ones. I've never seen him use anything like this, but you know, Fitzy, body man by trade, so you know, when in Rome. So, you know, anyway, these flap wheels are a great way to remove rust, paint, shape metal. You can do a lot with these, and they last a long time. Here's the cutoff discs I use for these guys when I'm doing a cutting butt, and they're just, you know, they're just Harbor Freight 40 grit, 16th inch thick. So, not fancy stuff. You know, I mean, you're talking 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 25. These are like 40 bucks on eBay. Harbor Freight didn't have these anymore. I was surprised. And this was like 60 bucks. So, you know, not horrible money if a guy just bought one. If you were to have to buy one, I would have to say buy a straight one of these, and then buy yourself a 4.5-inch grinder, and you could do everything you need to do. The only thing with die grinders is they are air whores, meaning they just suck up the compressed air. But anyway, that's about it for now. Just like I said, I wanted to show the couple people that inquired about this stuff, what I'm using. And hope that answers any questions for you guys. Again, I appreciate everybody watching, appreciate the support of the channel. Please, if you're not subscribed, please do. It really helps out smaller channels like this grow and become something. And makes me more able to do other projects. And, yeah. So, alright guys, have a good one. I'm out of here. And we'll see you in the shop the next time. Stay greasy, my friends.